Mommy's making a video. So there are five things, that I think are really important as I was trying to compile our thoughts on helping you get your Airbnb ready. Number one, less is more. Number two, make it impersonal. Number two, make it impersonal. Number three, your things, their things. Give you some ideas. Number four is safety first. I'll explain that later. Number five, cleanliness is close to godliness. Let's Google. Cleanliness is close to God. No. Cleanliness is next to godliness. The phrase cleanliness is next to godliness is not from the Bible. Glad we cleared that up. All the disclaimers, all the things. I'm not an expert. No, I'm not a professional. No, I just have some Airbnbs. Number one, less is more. I know we've all been to somebody's house. The walls are covered in knickknacks. You literally have 50 coffee mugs. You know, you're never gonna have 50 people over at your house drinking coffee at the same time. You're gonna keep two words in your mind. Practical, simple, okay? We want to have less stuff. Lots of times people load up a box full of stuff and then just take it on over to the Goodwill. Now, they also load that up with like the broken lampshade, all the broken things, and they take it over to Goodwill like it's like their personal dump. Don't do that. There are stuff that are definitely worthy of donating and giving, and that is super, super important. But another idea here is to reallocate. For example, this is my son's snowboard helmet, okay? We got it from Goodwill. We went there looking for a snowboard. We found this at Goodwill. What a find. And now it's time for it to move on to its next home. You can use platforms like Facebook, where you can just put stuff up for free. You can be like, hey, all the people out there, do you want this? It's free. And they come and get it. And I'll tell you, one person's junk could be another person's treasure. One of my favorite stories that just cracks me up is a friend of mine posted headless Barbies. I didn't ask what happened to the heads. She posted headless Barbies, and somebody came and got them. They make clothes for the Barbies for their grandkids, and she takes the heads off of them to make all the things. It's so great. Try to find the person for the item. They're out there. They're looking for your headless Barbies. I am aware. It is terrible. Literally, if there is any flat surface in my home, it is a magnet for all the things. There are two rules that we're keeping constant here. We want to go practical, we want to go simple, and that goes for decorations too. Let me show you. Okay, I think the hardest area for me personally is the kitchen when it comes to less is more. I have a bread maker, I have a rice maker, I have an Instapot, I have I have a food processor, I have a baby food processor, all the processors. Doing this is hard. But I think it's really, really important, and you really have to be careful in the kitchen because it is just a breeding ground of, a coffee mug for every day of the year. We just love our coffee mugs. So I'm going to show you a couple things to look at as you're trying to, again, practical, simple. We're going for less is more, and people don't need the popcorn maker. Maybe you do. Maybe you store it. Let's take a look at my utensil drawer. Now, first of all, there are many useful things in here. Many useful things, okay? Useful, super useful. And then you have things that you've collected or maybe you use that are just kind of cluttering up the space. And remember, we're simple, practical, less is more. We might need to reconsider the melon baller, right? We might need to consider the funnel and the funnel and the funnel. Yeah, let's go. Better. And I only have one funnel. Okay, the second thing we have to do is we have to make our house impersonal. Impersonal. It's a really hard word. We gotta put away your things. You gotta put away your family pictures. You gotta put away your clothing that's around. You have got to put away your kids' drawings. There's nothing worse than people coming to your house and feeling like they're in someone's house like creepers. Okay? We want this place to be neutral. No one lives here. Let me show you a couple of ideas on how to make it impersonal, and you can turn it back into your home after. Here we go. One cool idea that makes it easy to transform your home from a personal space into an Airbnb space and then back is to take existing pictures that are in your home and convert them into a decoration. Let me show you. Voila! See? No one lives here. When I was looking up ideas on things that people did when I was getting my Airbnb ready, one of the pieces of advice was to make sure that you put away your personal items like your toothbrush and toiletries. That seemed obvious to me, but maybe it's not. So make sure you put all that stuff away. Okay. Number 3. There is your things and their things, and that's okay. We have our own sheets, our own pillows, our own towels. What else do I have my own of? My own stuff. You are okay to have your stuff and their stuff, and then you can store those things differently. So let me show you some storage ideas that have really worked for us in this process of their stuff, our stuff, so that you can keep the space impersonal, but also you don't have to move out every time you're gonna Airbnb your house. Let me check it out. Okay, one idea for storage is to find a room in your house, a closet in your house that is just yours, and use it as a storage room. We actually went ahead and put a lock on this door, and then that way we can just put all of our stuff in here. Here's another idea for you. In our bedroom, we have actually 2 closet spaces, and maybe you can do this in a room that's available in your house as well. But this is our stuff. So we have our things in here, and we don't ever have to move them. What we do is we lock it. So we installed this here, which is a lock that you can put on your closet door. So you can slide that door shut when you're gone, lock it off. There you go. Nobody can get in to some of that personal stuff. Number 4, I think this is a really biggie. Safety first, okay? I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old. It has been a while since I've had to lock anything or pretend that they were gonna drink the bleach. But here we are. Someone is going to occupy your house. You don't know what age they're gonna be. You don't know who's gonna be here. So I always think, who's the craziest 3-year-old that I've ever known? I put them in this house. Maybe you can borrow one, set it free, see what happens. Then you'll know what you need to do. Let me show you some of the safety things we've done. One of the most dangerous things we have at our Airbnb is actually an above ground pool. I know you might not have a pool or anything like that, but I think it still shows that you can think about safety as restricting access. Is there anything that might be dangerous? Maybe your power tools or anything that you can lock into a shed, or in this case, just block off the area altogether. Normally there's a ladder that goes up into the pool during swim season. Clearly it's not swim season. So just think about restricting access altogether. Can they climb it? The answer is yes, they can. So an easy thing you can do is anchor it to the wall. Number 5, cleanliness is next to godliness, and my children are disgusting. Making a good impression, a good first impression, is everything, and cleanliness is kind of where it's at. There's nothing worse than having maybe some towels that have bleach marks or stains. No, thank you. Same with the sheets. It is a weird thing, but we like to see no human hair on anything. If we see human hair on things, we are grossed out of our mind, even though our head is filled with human hair. The first time we Airbnb'd this house that is our home, it was a ton of work. And I do have to say, every time we leave, it is easier. We put systems in place that are allowing us to quickly get our stuff out and quickly clean. But I really think these 5 things are really helpful as you're trying to kind of process and do this. It takes some time to get rid of stuff. Less is more. Keep things practical, simple. It makes a world of difference in your kitchen, the way people feel when there's just not clutter and things everywhere. Less is more. 2, make it impersonal, okay? So things that I have done is basically swapping out. So when I come home, I put their beautiful faces back on the wall. The other cool thing we do is in our RV, we make that our personal space. I have their pictures, I have paintings that they've drawn, I have our family adventure items up, and that is our personal space. Number 3, your things, their things. I think this has helped me so much. Having your own sheets, having your own pillows, having your own duvet, so you can even take that off and wash it with the blanket or whatever, is so helpful. And so think about, how can you store your stuff? How can you store stuff for Airbnb? Look at your house a little bit differently and think about what areas do you want to lock off and aren't available. And that is okay. Not every single closet and every single room has to be accessible during that Airbnb. Number 4, safety first. I literally do. I think about that craziest 3-year-old, and I think about if they were climbing on top of that dresser and the dresser was not anchored to the wall. It happens, and these little munchkins are nuts. I mean, they're like crazy. So think about that as you are trying to plan for what they're doing. So again, get down at their level. Figure out what they're going to eat, drink, and climb. Number 5, cleanliness is next to godliness. I really think it is about that first impression. When somebody walks into your home and they feel clean, there's not a lot of stuff, they walk into that bathroom and it's spotless, it gives a sense of comfort. When it's our homes, we kind of live with things that we're okay with. It's our own human hair, it's our own dust and dirt, and when it's not your own, it's disgusting. If you really like this video and you want to know more, we actually are starting a blog as well. It's called outoforderliving.com, and I go in a lot more detail about how we get our house ready. We also put together some stuff on how we rent properties to fund our travels, if you want to know more about that. We're also putting together a post around long-term or short-term rentals, and we use all of this to travel. We use all of this to be on the go. Our whole objective is to travel more. Please comment. Tell me things that I missed. There's probably a million things I missed. And I would love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what maybe you do on for your Airbnbs, how you fund travel. Subscribe, like below. Thank you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.